Hello UFC fight fans across the globe. Welcome to your YouTube channel UFC Culture. The first event of UFC 2023 is around the corner. We all are excited about the fight, and here are full prediction on each fight in the card. The main card has men's middleweight, featherweight, bantamweight, and women bantamweight fight. UFC Fight Night 67 is the first event of UFC in 2023, and it's going to happen on January 14th in the UFC Apex Arena. The main attraction was between Kevin Gastelum versus Nasruddin Imavov is now cancelled, and on very short notice Sean Strickland took that fight, and he is going to fight Nasruddin Imavov in 205 weight class. So without further ado, let's start the official prediction on each and every fight. The first fight is between Priscila Cachoeira versus Sijara Eubanks. The fight is women flyweight bout. Let's see their stats. Priscila Cachoeira has 12 wins and 4 losses, whereas Sijara Eubanks has 8 wins and 7 losses. Priscila has that momentum on her side. She is coming from a win, whereas Sijara Eubanks is coming from a loss. The last time Sijara fought was in the December 2021. It has been more than 1 year. So I'm picking Priscila Cachoeira over Sijara Eubanks. The parameter that made me took this decision is that Priscila has that age, good record. He has a fighting IQ, a better fighting IQ, and I can see in the later round she is going to catch Sijara Eubanks. The fight may end via knockout or via decision. Sijara Eubanks have problem with the weight cut, and many times she pulled off from her fights. The next fight is between Charles Johnson versus Jimmy Flick, and my official prediction is Charles Johnson. Let's see their stats and what the fighter is offering. The fight is a flyweight bout. Charles Johnson has a 12 win and 3 loss record, whereas Jimmy Flick is slightly more experienced and he has 16 wins and 5 losses. But I am picking Charles Johnson because he is a good fighter. He has slightly 2-inch reach advantage over Jimmy Flick. He has that height advantage, and he fight well on ground as well as on his feet. His takedown ability and defense is also good. In his last fight, we didn't see that Charles is being dominated through submission or by grappling technique, and hence we can come to a conclusion that Charles Johnson is good against the takedown defenses, against takedown as well as grappling. Let's see his records against the grappling. His takedown defense is around 56%, which is very good. Jimmy Flick is somehow not in that momentum, though he is coming from a win, but I think the being on more experienced side is not going to help him in this fight. And Jimmy Flick took the retirement from UFC, and he is appearing for this fight again. I don't know why they must be some financial reason or some other stuff. The fighter have very difficult life, and it is not easy to fight in the UFC, to become a fighter, because they have their own life, they have their own problem. The third fight is between, let me see, Daniel Argueta versus Nick Aguirre. And my official prediction is that Daniel is going to win either by submission or by knockout. Let's see their stats. Nick Aguirre is, I think, this is his first fight in the UFC. And though Daniel Argueta is coming from a loss, but he is more experienced when it comes to UFC fight. He has won 8 fights and lost 1 fight. The height difference is around 2 inch. Nick Aguirre is 2 inch taller and has 2 inch advantage in the reach section. Though Daniel Aguirre is a very good fighter, he went to LFA after the Ultimate Fighting campaign. He has a very good record. He fought against Ricky Turucius and Damon Jackson. Is an explosive fighter, no doubt about it. He was good against Diego Silva, which is a ranked fighter with a good record of 14 wins and 6 losses. So my official prediction is that Daniel Argueta is going to win this fight. Nick Aguirre on the same side has the first match. It is his debut match. So a lack of experience or factors like nervousness can be a reason why he may lose in the fight. But friend, it's UFC. It's a combat sport. We never know. The fourth fight is between Allan Nascimento versus Carlos Hernandez. My prediction is Allan is going to win. One of the most important reason is that he usually trained with Charles Oliveira. Hence, he is good grappler. He has some amazing mat game, ground game. In his last fight, Allan beat Jack Hadley, and we all know that Jake Hadley is a good fighter. Allan is a big guy for the flyweight division. Allan has close fight in his past. Most of the fight he lost were close, and Allan has that record of what we say is 19 wins and 6 losses, whereas Carlos has a record of 8 wins and 1 losses. Both the fighters have that winning momentum. The reach is 69.5 inches for Allan. For Carlos, the reach is around 67%, and I personally believe that reach plays an important factor when it comes in UFC fighting. So my official prediction is that Allan is going to win over Carlos, who comes from United States of America, and I think the fight may end in decision. The fifth fight, let's see. Yes, Javid Basharat versus Mateus Mendonca. I am extremely sorry if I'm pronouncing their name wrong, but this fight is an amazing fight. This is very competitive fight, and my prediction is that Javid Basharat is going to win over Mateus Mendonca. Javid has a higher fighter IQ. He's good on feet and ground with a record of 16 wins and 0 losses before the UFC. He is confident, he is explosive, and my prediction, and I can see the fight ending by knockout, either by body shot or by kick. On the other side, Mateus Mendonca has some amazing fight career in the mixed martial art. He's coming from the Brazil. We all know that Brazilian fighter are good jiu-jitsu player and they have some nice ability. This is his debut match and we can see that, in my opinion, Javid Basharat is going to win over Mateus Mendonca. I'm again sorry if I'm pronouncing their name wrongly. The grappling game, the mat game of both fighters is okay. There's not too much data on the official website, but Javid Basharat has a takedown accuracy of 55%, and the takedown defense is phenomenal. He's a very good takedown defender. His percentage of takedown is defending is around 87%. So I don't think that Mateus is going to give him trouble on the ground. Move on to the next fight. There are many fights in the prelim card. Most of them don't have very much a record. Most of the fighters don't have that much of exposure in the UFC. Some of making them debut in the UFC Fight Night Vegas 67. The next fight is between Mateus Rebecki versus Nick Fiore in the lightweight division. Both the fighters have their debut match. And before this UFC, they have the record of 16 win and 1 losses for Mateus. And Nick Fiore has a record of 6 win and 0 losses. Both the fighters have the height of around 5 feet 11 inch for Nick Fiore, and Mateus had a height of 5 feet 7 inches. Mateus is coming from Poland, whereas Nick Fiore is coming from United States of America. Frankly speaking, I don't know what to come out with the conclusion of what can be the fight, but I'm picking Mateus Rebecca because though he is the underdog, though he has a disadvantage in the reach section because he is 4 inch shorter than Nick Fiore, but I have seen his fight. He fight very logically. He doesn't throw every punch and kick randomly. He's very calculative in his fight. His fighting IQ is good. So in my opinion, Mateus Rebecca is going to win over Nick Fiore, and the fight most probably is going to end by a decision. Let's move on to the next fight. Another prelim and the last prelim fight is between Claudio Ribeiro versus Abdul Razak Alhassan. This is a middleweight bout. And my prediction, though I know many of the experts and analysts are picking Claudio Ribeiro, but I am picking Abdul Razak Alhassan from Ghana. And the reason behind them that his power. Abdul Razak has explosives in his hand. He has knocked his opponent out cold. Though his record is not very good, he has 11 wins and 5 losses, whereas Claudio Ribeiro has 10 wins and 2 losses. And this is the first match of Claudio Ribeiro in the UFC turf, whereas Abdul Razak is coming from a loss. So the momentum is not on the side of Abdul Razak, but I'm picking Abdul Razak Alhassan to beat Claudio Ribeiro. One of the reasons is also that I have seen Claudio Ribeiro fight, and I think in the later round, in the second or third round, he may gas out. And that will be the perfect opportunity, that will be the perfect moment for Abdul Razak Alhassan to knock him out. So friend, these were the prelim card fight and my prediction. And before betting on any of the fight, do your own analysis. I have taken the help of various authenticated resources and expert advice, and I did my own research before giving you my official prediction on these fights. So before investing, do your own research. Keep supporting me. If you have liked the video, share with the UFC fan in your circle and stay connected with me. And if you have any question, any doubt, feel free to ask. Thanks, have a nice day, and don't forget to watch the main card full fight prediction video. Thank you.